everyone, and welcome to One Page Math Notes. And in this video, we're going to be going over function operations. So the first thing you need to know about function operations is that there are four types. There's adding functions, subtracting functions, multiplying functions, and dividing functions. So let's start with addition. The formula that we use is f plus g of x. Okay. The way that looks like is like this: f of x plus g of x. Okay. Next one, f minus g. It's going to look like this: f of x minus g of x. Multiplication, and to multiply them, f of x times g of x. So make that look better. Division, we're going to have to divide them. F of x over g of x. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to use these formulas to solve 4 examples, an example of each. Again, let's write down the formula. F of x plus g of x. What is f of x? F of x is 2x plus 5. So 2x plus 5. What is g of x? G of x is 6 plus x plus parentheses 6 plus x. I put these parentheses because I want to show that we're substituting. Okay. Now what do? We combine like terms. 2x and 1x. If we add them together, we get 3x. Double underline the numbers. 5 plus 6, what is that? That's 11 plus 11. We always box our answers. Now let's go to the next question. Let's write down the formula. F of x minus g of x. Okay. What is f of x? F of x is parenthesis 2x plus 5. What is g of x? 6 plus x. Okay, now what do we have to do? We have to distribute this negative to the 6 and to the x. Specifically, a -1, which I can add there, and let's distribute to the 6 and to the x. Okay, I'll do it over here. So I'm going to copy this down just so that we have all the information. So 2x plus 5. -1 times 6, it's -6. -1 times x, it's minus x. And what do? We combine the like terms. 2x minus 1x, that's 1x. 5 minus 6, that's -1. And again, we box our answers. Let's go to example 3. F of x times g of x. Okay. Now, what is f of x? F of x is 2x plus 5 times g of x, 6 plus x. Now, I want to show that they're equivalent, so I'm just going to bring down this equal sign. So now what do we have to do here? Well, we're going to have to distribute. Okay, so let's do that. First, we start with the 2x. So we have to multiply the 2x to the 6, and then we have to multiply the 2x to the x. And what will that look like? Well, let's see. 2x times 6, that's 12x. 2x times x, that's plus 2x squared. Now let's distribute this 5 to the 6, and let's distribute this 5 to the x. 5 times 6, that's 30. 5 times x, that's positive 5x. Now let's combine like terms. Will we start with the leading term? What's the leading term? That's going to be 2x squared. Okay, I noticed that these two are the same. So 12x plus 5x, well, that's 17x plus 30. Okay, now let's box our answer. Let's get to our final problem. So this is going to be division. F of x over g of x. What is that going to look like? Well, what is our f of x? F of x is 2x plus 5. Our g of x is 6 plus x. And now let's box our answer. Since we can't reduce any further, that's our answer. And this concludes function operations. Thank you guys for watching.